All right, so today we're talking about Gauntlet. This is by Doug Spata, the cello part. This piece is in kind of D minor. I say kind of because it's not actual D minor. There's no C sharps in here. All right, so this is a mode that we're talking about here, resembling D minor, but not quite D minor. That's important to keep in mind. Some things also which will bring this piece to life. Right, at the beginning it says dark and energetic. All right, these quarter notes, these staccato quarter notes, I have a couple of different ways that I can play them. I can play them short. All right, or I could play them kind of brushy or at the tip. All right, but it says dark and energetic. Okay, energetic. So I want to play closer to the frog, keep the piano, but really keep this springiness, okay, in my fingers here. That's what's going to keep the energy by staying in this part of the bow. All right, keeping this nice and loose with my wrist here, while at the same time keeping it piano. All right, so that's those staccato quarter notes. Cellos at 10, you finally get some eighth notes here. Starts mezzo forte there in 10. There's a crescendo in 11. We don't want a crescendo too loud, okay, because we don't want to quite give away, all right, what's about to happen. 17 really, truly should be the first time the orchestra gets to forte. All right, so you want to practice coming up, but not quite getting to, because 17 should be special. Okay, now, short, 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 staccato, all the way until 25. 25 is different. Okay, we want to play these notes. All right, a little longer so that they contrast what we did earlier in the piece and also to contrast what is going on in the rest of the orchestra, right? So a little bit longer here. Maybe not quite legato, detached, all right, détaché, all right. This is a, you'll want to make sure you're talking about this in your section. You're asking the conductor, okay, your teacher, what they want to happen there. Okay, 33, more staccato quarter notes. 48, again, we get back to this détaché melody. And make sure that the accented notes are accented, all right, that they are special, that they sound different than the other forte staccato quarter notes, okay? We want to make sure that the accented notes are different. When it gets to 56, all right, students always call this the slow section. It's not actually slower, right? The notes are longer. It's a more melodic, okay, section, more legato, lots of whole notes in this section, right, between 56 and well, in the middle of 77 for us cellos, okay? This is perhaps the hardest section in the whole piece because it requires us to really count independently. We lose our built-in metronome, right? I always like to say there's a built-in metronome somewhere in the orchestra. Somebody's playing some eighth notes, or somebody's playing some quarter notes going bum, 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 okay? Think of it as your built-in metronome to listen around and follow that beat, okay? 56, we lose that. Everybody's playing long notes, okay? There's a few little quarter notes every once in a while. We're going to talk about the ones that we have, all right? But everybody's got to count very carefully and also listen to the recording of the piece, okay? So that you know what's going on here, so that you know what you are listening for. And make sure you listen to the recording with your part in front of you, just watching the notes go by, okay? That's really, really important to do. Now, you do have some quarter notes at 65. The bowing here is so important. Okay, so that we go up and down, all right, that our bow follows the crescendo, decrescendo line. And really exaggerate that. All right, the D, which is the highest note in this two-measure thing, should be the loudest note because it's the highest, all right? And it's at the beginning of the decrescendo, all right? So make sure it's nice and loud. Also, you can exaggerate the crescendo, decrescendo by saving your bow, all right? Use more bow on the crescendo, all right? And more bow at the beginning of the diminuendo, like this. I'm going to save. I'm going to use about half my bow, the other half on the C and get louder, and then maybe about half my bow on the D. Right? And that helps me really exaggerate it. So I'm not using the same amount of bow on every single note. I'm also using my arm weight and my contact point, okay? All three of these things, bow speed, arm weight, contact point, that weight gets exaggerated, okay? I have to exaggerate dynamics. I have to exaggerate the crescendos and the decrescendos. Otherwise, they don't make it to the audience, okay? The audience doesn't feel them as well as hear them, and that's what we want. So I'm saving. All the way down to pianissimo there, and I should be at the tip, and I should be near the fingerboard, okay, for the pianissimo there at 69. Forgot one thing. 65 and 66, cellos. What will make or break this two-measure something that we have? Extensions, okay? Doing a proper extension. Da, 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 da. I have a video here on the channel that is all about extensions. I'll link it up. Make sure you watch that. Really important that we do a proper extension. Keep that thumb back there where it's supposed to be, so that we're not shifting, all right, or rocking around there in the middle of this, because we really have to bring it out, and it really has to be in tune, okay? The more we play it in tune together, the more it projects as a section out into the audience, okay? In the rest of the piece, it's more of what we've already talked about here, okay? So a lot about the bow in this piece, right? Where do I want to be? What do I want to be doing with the bow? Do I need to be up bow? Do I need to be down bow? Do I need to be shorter, okay, at the frog? Do I need to be at the balance point? Okay, should I be at the middle? Okay, where should I be for the, you know, slightly more legato, more détaché places? All right, probably balance point to middle, right? All right, so ask your teacher, ask the conductor what they want you to do. Be sure you're doing that and what you're doing there in the section as far as what you're doing with your bow. All right, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment, leave me any questions you have, and I'll see you in the next one.